What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer who currently is the reigning undisputed super middleweight world champion, widely considered by many to be the face of the sport of boxing, top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world in Saul Canelo Alvarez. Saul Canelo Alvarez is 57 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. He is 31, 32 years of age, 5'8" with a 70-inch arm reach. With that said, Canelo Alvarez, he has a big fight, a trilogy, and a bounce-back fight on his hands September 17th, Mexican Independence Day weekend, against two-time middleweight unified world champion superstar boxer Gennady Triple G Golovkin, which this is a trilogy fight. Canelo Alvarez, this past May, Cinco de Mayo weekend, he fought against undefeated WBA light heavyweight world champion Russian superstar boxer Dmitry Bivol, and he lost a unanimous decision in which Dmitry Bivol, he completely outclassed Canelo Alvarez in this fight, okay? And this is a bounce-back fight. He gave Canelo Alvarez his second loss in his career. And, this is a bounce-back fight for Canelo Alvarez. So Canelo Alvarez obviously is doing press. We're heading into the middle of August. We're in the first week heading into the middle of August. And his fight with Triple G is going to take place September 17th. So he's going to be doing press. He's going to be doing interviews. He's going to do build-ups for this fight, okay? Triple G is 42 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 37 wins by way of knockout, 40 years of age, 5'10.5" with a 70-inch arm reach, okay? Triple G's loss came at the hands of Canelo Alvarez, and Triple G's draw came at the hands of Canelo Alvarez, okay? That was back in 2018, September of 2018, when he lost to Canelo Alvarez, and September of 2017 when he had the draw to Canelo Alvarez. So this is the trilogy for, this fight. So with that said, Canelo Alvarez, he was asked about the biggest fight in the sport of boxing between undefeated, unified 3-belt welterweight world champion who holds the WBC, WBA, IBF world champion superstar boxer who is widely considered by many to be top 2 best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, in Errol the True Spence Jr., who is 28 wins, no loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout. He is 32 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach, and undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the reigning WBO, World Boxing Organization welterweight world champion, who is widely considered by many to be the #1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Terence Bud Crawford. Terence Crawford is 38 wins, no loss, no draw, 29 big wins by way of knockout, 34 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. This is the biggest fight in the sport of boxing, and this is the fight that the boxing fans are clamoring for. Boxing pundits and media are all clamoring for this fight. And Canelo Alvarez, he gave his opinion of what he thought about this fight, in which he just flat out quickly picked Terence Crawford, okay? He said that he thinks Terence Crawford is going to win the fight. And his reasoning for picking Terence Crawford, he stated that Terence Crawford is the better fighter. He's the more versatile, skilled boxer. He said, I just think that Terence Crawford is the better fighter, which many people feel that way, okay? Many people feel like, Terence Crawford is more versatile. Terence Crawford is known to be switching from southpaw to orthodox, extremely long arms, has power in both hands, knocked out 10 of his last 11 opponents, okay? Has the ability to box. We've seen him box against guys like Victor Postal in his first pay-per-view event, okay? We've seen him box against Jose Benavidez Jr., okay? His second fight as a welterweight. So we know he has the ability to box. But as a welterweight, predominantly, Terence Crawford has become a puncher first, okay? He's more of a puncher-boxer than a boxer-puncher than he used to be. Terence Crawford is way more elusive and way more effective in the southpaw stance than he is in the orthodox stance. But that's not to say Terence Crawford can't turn back the hands of time. That's not to say that Terence Crawford still don't have those tools in his toolbox. Now, in my opinion, I think that the versatility is equal, okay? I think that many people are overlooking the ability to box from Errol Spence, because Errol Spence is a pressure fighter, okay? He breaks his opponents down. He's a very aggressive fighter. And because he's a very aggressive fighter, I believe a lot of people overlook Errol Spence's ability to make adjustments, Errol Spence's ability to box, okay? I think it's similar to that of undefeated 3-division world champion superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis, who is 27 wins, no losses, no draw, 25 big wins by way of knockout. He is 27 years of age, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. Everybody's enamored with the power of Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, Errol Spence doesn't display one-punch knockout power like Gervonta Tank Davis does, or Olympic bronze medalist, American heavyweight, former WBC world champion, superstar boxer Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. They display one-punch knockout power, the ultimate equalizer. But Gervonta Tank Davis, he gets overlooked for his ability to box. And when he does have boxing matches, like he did against Mexican star boxer, lightweight title contender Isaac Pitbull Cruz, when he broke his left hand in the 6th round of that fight, or he fractured his left hand in the 6th round of that fight, and he had to box his way to a victory and got a unanimous decision victory, many people felt and started to say that they thought that Isaac Cruz actually won the fight. Okay, people were saying that Gervonta Tank Davis was exposed. Why? Because they're not used to seeing Gervonta Tank Davis utilize the ring. They're not used to seeing Gervonta Tank Davis fight laterally, okay, or north and south. They're used to him setting up his opponents and getting a one-punch knockout. And most people, they don't even realize how he sets up the one-punch knockout like he did against 4-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Leo Santa Cruz, okay? They just look at the knockout. They look at the end results. They don't look at how he got to the end results. They just look at the end results, okay? And I think that that's the same way Errol Spence is viewed. Not too many people, they don't view how, he worked his way to the inside against Yordenis Ugas, the former WBA welterweight world champion Cuban star boxer, in his last fight at Arlington, Texas, AT&T Dallas Cowboys Stadium, April 16th. They don't look at that, right? Where he broke, because the end results is Yordenis Ugas had a broken rib, broken nose, and broken orbital bone. And so you just think aggressive, very come forward, persistent boxer. You don't think of a guy who can make adjustments when you look at that. But Terence Crawford is a knockout artist. Terence Crawford gets his knockouts in the same manner, okay? He sets up his knockouts, okay? But because we've seen Terence Crawford outbox the likes of Victor Postol, the Jose Benavidez Jr.'s, and other guys early in his career, like he did Bredis Prescott and Ricky Burns, when you see that, right, and he started in lower weight classes, people start to dismiss the fact that Terence Crawford is a brawler, okay? He likes to fight, okay? Once you touch Terence Crawford, especially once he started to make his debut and campaign in the welterweight division, hence the fight with Igis Kavalauskas and two-time welterweight world champion Showtime Sean Porter, okay? He liked to mix it up. But the end result is he gets the stoppage, right? He's not, as aggressive as Errol Spence is. He's not as persistent as Errol Spence is. Terence Crawford, he got that knockdown, the first knockdown against Sean Porter. He was actually going backwards slightly and threw slipped the uppercut in there and dropped Sean Porter. Okay, so he's shown the ability to fight and knock his opponents down in so many different manners. But Errol Spence does the same. Errol Spence, his performance against 4-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Mikey Garcia gets overlooked. Why? Because Mikey Garcia is viewed as a smaller guy. So people look at Mikey Garcia and they say, well, Mikey Garcia, he was a 135 pounder that jumped all the way up to welterweight. Okay, well, he actually had 3 of his last 5 fights before the Errol Spence fight was at 140. So he actually jumped up 1 weight class. He was a world champion, unified champion at 140. Okay, so people look at that fight and they say, well, well, he was a world champion at 140, excuse me. And people look at it and they say, well, he was a smaller guy. Well, they don't say the same thing about Yordenis Ugas, Yuriorkis Gamboa, excuse me, who started his career in a smaller weight class than Terence Crawford started his career, moved up and fought Terence Crawford. And Terence Crawford, he stopped Yuriorkis Gamboa, who was a 3-division champion, Olympic gold medalist. And this is largely in due part to the fact that Terence Crawford started a low weight class as well. And Errol Spence is viewed as the bigger, stronger, naturally bigger guy. Okay, so when you look at Terence Crawford's fight with Yuriorkis Gamboa, it was similar to that of Errol Spence fighting and outboxing Mikey Garcia. You had greats like Sugar Ray Leonard saying that Mikey Garcia was going to outbox Errol Spence, and simply because he was Mikey. Okay, if it was a boxing match, everybody picked Mikey Garcia to win a boxing match. So Errol Spence outboxed Mikey Garcia, but everybody looks at it and said, well, Errol Spence was the bigger, stronger guy, but he didn't use his size and his strength to beat Mikey Garcia. He used his ring IQ and his ability to box. Do I knock anybody that says Terence Crawford is more versatile than Errol Spence? No. But I would say that they are on the same level as versatility. Terence Crawford today's time is predominantly a southpaw. He's not a switch fighter, okay? He may switch every now and then to confuse his opponents, but he wins all his fights in the southpaw stance, especially in the welterweight division. And when he's in the orthodox stance, he gets touched a lot more than I'm accustomed to seeing him getting touched. So I personally think their skill set and their versatility and ability to make adjustments is on the same wavelength. And Terence Crawford feels the same way, as he stated at the Hall of Fame when asked about it. He said, no, Errol Spence is a very versatile guy. He makes adjustments and gets the job done as well. So this is the biggest fight in boxing. Canelo Alvarez is a very smart man. He's a high ring IQ. So Canelo Alvarez, he feels like Terence Crawford is a more versatile, better fighter and is going to get the job done. And this is why I absolutely cannot wait to see this fight play out, because it's truly a 50-50 fight and the best man is going to win. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.